Everybody, and welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know I do it every single time. Why? Because I refuse. I refuse to gatekeep on the best community on these internet streets. I'm not doing that. And listen, if you've been hanging around, you've been in our comments having a good time, and been in here watching the podcast and still hadn't subscribed, why? It's so easy. All you have to do is go down in those settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit the notification bell too, so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight that nemesis of mine, that beast. I'm telling you, I'm gaining ground. I don't have it in a full headlock yet, but I am working on it, and I know I'm gonna do it because y'all keep coming through. Y'all do. And also, I want to give a shout out to all the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. Y'all have been doing a bang up job. Keep it up, because y'all are doing the doggone thing, and I appreciate it so very much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, over in the corner, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting this channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I'll be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have that support. And if you just want to do a one-time donation, look around somewhere. It keeps jumping around. I don't know where that super thanks button is anymore. But find it and go ahead on and click it, because listen, all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, I do have one super thanks, and that is my girl. Yes, my girl, my old faithful. She is everything, and that would be Yolette. Yolette is so faithful. She is always coming through. She's always supportive, and she is always in those comments. She comes through every day. She does. She is just special, and I'm so thankful. So thankful that she is a part of this tribe. So thank you, Yolette. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all, we're going to play this and we'll talk on the other side. Y'all, I want to give another quick shout out to one of the most special human beings it is on this planet. To me, that would be Yolette. Thank you, Yolette. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for always supporting. It just means everything. So thank you. And most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all, with all that said, y'all know what time it is. And y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets. And let me tell you, I have been in these streets and some interesting things are going on. Yes, indeed. Our girl Meghan, she popped up. She put up an Instagram post that just has all of her haters in a chokehold. Yes, Meghan is showing how unbothered she is, living her very soft life with her rich friends. Yes. Got them gagged again. And also her husband, the very handsome Prince Harry, he is also out here making news, because next week is going to be a very important week for him. That is when his court case against the fail is supposed to kick off. And y'all, I cannot wait. And they're already losing their minds, lying and planting stories. They got old Maureen out here saying all kind of reckless things. But you know what? You cannot stop a runaway train. And you definitely cannot stop a determined Prince Harry. So all I can say is get ready because he is a coming. Yes, he is coming to the UK to testify. He is going to be there in person, and we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about something that I don't even know how I feel about it. It looks like that as ever products are going to be available in the UK. And like I said, I don't know how I feel about it. The way it is happening is not quite the way I anticipated that Meghan would start her international shipping, that she would start to open up her business to the world, to international shipping, but that's not the way it is coming about, and I don't know how I feel about it. I want y'all to let me know how you feel about it. It seems like the squatties are kind of torn about it. So yeah, kind of like I am. I'm a little torn about it because I am so happy for the UK squatties. Yes, because I know they don't like being left out. But I don't know how I feel about this company, a second, hand company being involved in Meghan's business. But we'll see. We'll talk about it and we'll get some feedback about it. I'll tell y'all what I think and we'll go from there. And we have a few other things we're going to talk about. Y'all know I always have something else to talk about. So yeah, we're going to get started and I am going to put this up. And what this is a video. Now, I just took a screen grab of it, but it's Meghan on her Insta story, on her Instagram page. She put a video of her playing Mahjong with her friends. And all I can say is her very, very rich friends, because those rings that those women had on, woo, I'm telling you, Rock City, yes. And this particular squatty posted about it and said, from Meghan's Insta story, Meghan Sussex is living such a great, fulfilled life in her gorgeous home with her hot husband, her beautiful children, and loving animals. Her mom and friends just a drive away. Meghan is content. She will never return. Hypothetic of the Daily Mail, meaning that the Daily Mail has been on a daily crusade talking about how Meghan is plotting her return and just being all around negative about everything when it comes to Meghan. They want to make the Invictus games about Meghan and then try to accuse her of making the Invictus games about her. This is their plot, this is their ploy, and we see right through it. I know I do. But we all know why this is happening. Like I said in my intro, Harry is going to court next week with the fail, and they know that Harry's Achilles heel is his wife. They know how much Harry loves his wife. So what do? They attack his wife over and over and over again, making up all of these stories and writing all of these articles saying that she wants to return. I'm sure Meghan wouldn't mind returning and going to the UK if she could go in peace. But we all know she cannot go in peace. I mean, it is ridiculous. The amount of articles that have been written about the possibility of Meghan returning to the UK. It's crazy to me. I mean, and all the articles have these weasel words in them, like she may, or we think, or it's a possibility that she will. I mean, all the weasel words. Why? Because they know that they don't have any idea if Meghan is going to return or not. They are just relying on history. And history says that Harry will have a year to go ceremony because he has had one with Invictus for, I think, a few years now. And so, because of that, and also because of the history that Meghan has attended these events with him at times, not every time, but at times, they are putting those facts together and coming up with this whole scenario that Meghan will be returning to the UK this year. They even said in some articles in July. Maybe they have a heads up on when Harry might have his year to go event. I don't know. But this is what they're saying. And it is so pathetic. And their behavior is just so hilarious and so unacceptable, I really feel. It really, I don't even know what their goal is, really. Do they really want Meghan to come, or do they want to kick up so much controversy that she doesn't come? I don't know. But we all know they want that revenue. So maybe it's them wanting her to come, but they just can't help themselves. They have to be the flying monkeys that they are. So y'all tell me what y'all think. I don't even know what these people want anymore, because it seems like if you really want someone to come, why are you behaving in such a manner? I'm just saying. And this squatty said, Instagram alert, Meghan playing mahjong with friends, giggling and unbothered. Exactly. The way I love her best. Yes, because this right here just absolutely puts a stake in the heart of those vampires, those flying monkeys, those derangers, and all the toadies and trolls. They hate to see her happy. They hate to see her unbothered. And I love it. I do. And this squatty says, I love that Megan Sussex is busy with her children and hanging out with her friends in her mansion, which is paid for, while the British press plays, will she or will she not return to the UK? That video is Megan's reply. Yes, Megan let them know that she is unbothered with them and she is paying them no attention. And I love it. Like I said, I love her serving up the plates of dust to these people, because that is all they deserve with all this nonsense that they have been up to since the first of the year. I mean, right off the bat, they started with the nonsense and they haven't let up since. So Megan let them know, no matter what you're doing, all your speculations, all your lies, I'm over here having fun, giggling, drinking wine with my rich friends, and is totally, completely unbothered. Another chess move from Megan. And this particular squatty said, I love it so much. So do I. So do I. This is what he says. Megan is so funny because they are obsessing over her potential travel plans, and she's just playing Manchan in Montecito while sipping on wine. Y'all, I have to laugh. I have to laugh at our girl. She absolutely knows exactly what she's doing, and I love it. And I'm going to put this up. This is some of the news stories that have come out about Meghan, the possibility of her showing up. This particular squatty posted this one from the Fail, and it's Meghan Markle to return to Britain for the first time in 4 years this summer if Harry is given security. Yeah. And this article is about the 150th article that they have written just in the past 2 days or so. It is going to be ridiculous. And the squatty that posted this article said, another day of UK media BS a year out from the Invictus games. Can y'all imagine how it's going to be when we get less than a year away? Can you imagine how much nonsense is going to spew out of those rags over there? It is going to be so insufferable. It really, really is. Buckle up, y'all, because it is going to be a bumpy ride. I mean, this is the reason why I did not want Birmingham to get the Invictus games, because I knew they were going to behave like this. It is, I must say, I'm not looking forward to it, but I absolutely will put on my gear and go to war. Yeah, I will. But boy, it's going to be a battle. I'm just saying. And the squatty also posted a segment from that article. And as you can see, the weasel words are there. Look what this squatty has underlined. Meghan is understood to be hoping. Tell me that is not weasel words. And look at the bottom. It says, although official details of the Birmingham countdown celebration have yet to be confirmed, ceremonial appearance involving the Sussexes are expected. Weasel word after weasel word after weasel word. All of these articles have that in common. I'm just saying. And no Nick Sarah Vine, she absolutely entered the chat. She had something to say, something to add. Nobody asked for. Yes, that big back. She came through. And this particular squatty wrote this post about it and said, at Sarah Vine, no Nick, hunchback whale is so jealous of Meghan's life. This vile cow hasn't stopped talking about how Meghan is a failure. But the truth is, the only way Sarah Vine can stay relevant is talking shit about Meghan every day. Where is the lie? Her marriage to Michael Grove collapsed and her hair dropped. Well, I think they're trying to say her hair fell out. Y'all remember when her hair fell out? I think she wear a wig. She's a wiggy too. And it's nothing wrong with wearing wigs. I wear wigs. I love wigs, but come on now. Y'all can take them too far when you do, don't wear 3, 4, 5 at a time. And Sarah Vine, that no neck, big back, she is jealous. I agree with this squatty. And as you can see, Harry, who will have all the fun then, said this. It's as though Vine believes life should be fairer. Why should Meghan have the career, the charisma, the marriage, when Vine's own has sunk? Yes, and the name of it is Sarah Vine and the Art of Spiraling. That is Harry will have all the fun, his new article. So if you love something like that, go over there and check him out. But yes, Sarah Vine is jealous. They're all jealous. That whole covenant of witches over there at the Daily Fail. Yes, standing around their black pots stirring their witches brew, and all they do is talk about Meghan because Meghan is everything that they want to be. And they're jealous and they're bitter. And this squatty says the way that the derangers are spontaneously combusting at the thought of Meghan supporting her husband at the Invictus Games is something to behold. It's because the other ones don't have anything half as global or as prestigious as the Invictus Games. I hope our girl is there full force. Now, I don't know. I don't know if I hope her to be there or not. But one thing this squatty said is so true. The other ones don't have anything that comes close to being as prestigious as the Invictus Games. And that right there is the reason why Harry has to be so careful, because I believe it was a trial run when it came to Cinnabale. Learn your lesson, Harry. I hope you learn your lesson, because it is no low that these people are not prepared to go to bring you down. Willie will do anything. I mean, embarrassment? Absolutely not. If you see some of the things he has put out there and planted with Tom Thumbhead Sykes, you think that this person has any threshold for shame? Absolutely not. So learn your lesson, because they will come at Invictus. I have no qualms in saying that. They would absolutely take down Invictus if they could. That's all I'm saying. Y'all tell me what y'all think. And I'm gonna put this up because this popped up on my feed and it was a squatty that shared it. And it is from According to Taz. You know, pie face Taz, I love to call her. Some squatties call her Fat Crack Taz, yes. But I would never ever do that. I would never talk about how fat her crack is. I only talk about her face. But yeah, she posted this and it is batshit crazy. And I want to draw a line under that to emphasize how crazy it really is. Let's unpack this. Okay, according to Pieface Taz, Meghan's demands for Invictus. Yes, Invictus in 2027. The one that they don't even know if she's going to attend or not. Yes, that Invictus. And by some kind of miraculous event has happened, and I guess the Blessed Mother came down and gave it to them because they have gotten it and they are absolutely talking about it and discussing all of the things, all of the demands that Meghan has given to the Invictus Committee in order for her to show up and be a part of Invictus. What kind of fever-minded nonsense is this? Let's go through it. And this is Meghan's demands according to Taz. I call her pie face. A lot of squatties call her fat crack. But I would never do that, like I said, because I don't know how fat a crack is. And it says Meghan's demands for Invictus. Yes, I guess the Holy Mother just came down and gave it to him, at least to this R. Schuster, because that's what she is saying. He wrote an article and he had all of this in it. And it says staff aren't allowed to look at her. Now let's look back at Meghan's behavior in past Invictus. Everybody was looking at her. She was hugging just about everybody, reading to children, attending all kinds of events, and just being the lovely hostess that she is and being so supportive for her husband. So all of a sudden she gonna change because of the Invictus Games being in Great Britain. Stop it. It's stupid and clearly a lie. Then she goes on and says she is to be called Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex, no exceptions. Now we know that that is a lie. Like it's not plenty of video out there of Meghan introducing herself. She always introduces herself as Meghan. She'll say, "My name is Meghan. What's your name?" Meghan has never insisted upon anybody calling her anything except her name. And now they want us to believe that somehow Meghan has just flipped the script from these many years that she has introduced herself as Meghan. She is now insisting upon people call her Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. Stop it. Stop it. It reeks of racism and jealousy because here you are, don't want this woman of color to be called by her name. Meghan married a prince of the realm, which made her Her Royal Highness. The Queen gave them the name of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. She is Her Royal Highness Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. That's her name. If you don't like it, too bad, but that is her name. And like I said, it reeks of jealousy, envy, bitterness, and racism. And you cannot convince me that it's anything different. She goes on and says 4 floors of the Hyatt shut down just for her. And all I can say to that is, so what? So what? Meghan is very high profile. Now, if she has police protection and she also have her personal protection there, it should be left in the hands of them what is best for her. And if it's 4 floors of the Hyatt, so be it. I don't understand where the problem is. Then it says bulletproof glass at the games. Now that has never happened. But so what? So what? With crazy people like you running around, why wouldn't Meghan want bulletproof glass? Because look at this post. This is the rants and ravings of a lunatic. I would want bulletproof glass if I was Meghan, with all you lunatics and derangers running around stirring up hate against me. Why wouldn't she want it? And then it says police escorts everywhere. Of course. What do you think? She just gonna be walking down the streets in front of the Thames alone at night or something? I mean, it makes no sense. You sound like a crazy person. This is the rant and ravings of a lunatic. Every bit of it. And this R. Schuster is the head lunatic. I'm just saying. And this is the article coming out of Sky News. And this is where this person, this pie-faced Taz person, got this from. And the title of the article is Meghan Markle's diva-like demands for UK return reveal. Lockdown hotel floors, bulletproof glass, and a staff request that goes against the wishes of the late Queen. This is the nonsense these people are spewing. And this is the reason why it's so hard for me to be okay and feel good about Meghan returning to that small island nation because of stuff like this. The whipping up of the hate towards a woman who does nothing to them and do not deserve it. The only thing that Meghan has ever done is to be successful, to be more successful than that couple, the one that they love to prop up. And it's going to be King and Queen dumb as a rock. I mean, that's it. They have systematically tried to tear Meghan down instead of encouraging Kitty to up her game, to improve herself, to become something more than just the mediocre individual that she is. But no, their game plan has always been to tear Meghan down, and that way Kitty looks better. But boy, that hadn't worked, has it? Because Meghan can't be torn down and Kitty can't be built up enough to compete. I'm just saying. And this squatty posted that article and said, for F's sakes, it's absolutely BS from Rob Schuster on BS Sky News Australia. A source said this, a source said that. Dumb arses, the Rangers will repeat any BS as long as it's against Meghan. Where is the lie? Where is it? Because this is, like I said, batshit crazy. It really is. Because when you dig into it like we just did, it is crazy. And I'm not saying that this is true. I have no idea if it's true. I don't believe it's true. They know nothing about what's going on with Harry and Meghan and Invictus. They have always ran a tight ship over there at Invictus. So I don't believe any leaks is coming out. But still, even when you go down the list of Meghan's so-called demands, it is so crazy that they somehow think that Meghan is undeserving of any of those things that were listed in this article. It's stupid. And like I said, it is absolutely racist. It really is. I don't usually say something is racist. I don't. I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But this right here, this is nothing but jealousy, envy, bitterness, and racism. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up because y'all know that little show that Big Head Matt Wilkerson has every week, talking about the royals, mostly just talking about Harry and Meghan because they are the only ones that they seem to be interested in. I mean, they invite each other on that show back and forth, same people still talking about Harry and Meghan over a half a decade later. But I digress on that point. It was a woman on there, her name is Shamara Gill, and she had the audacity to sit there on Matt Wilkerson's rinky-dink show and disparage the Invictus Games, calling it a PR stunt, saying that it doesn't center the veterans, that somehow it is now turned into a way to showcase Harry and Meghan. This is what this woman had the audacity to say, and truly is someone that knows nothing about what she's talking about. And this squatty posted about it and said, R.C. Shamir Gill called the Invictus Games a PR stunt for the Sussex squad and the Sussexes, and that she wished that it was more about those wounded soldiers. Tell me you hadn't watched the Invictus Games without telling me you hadn't watched the Invictus Games. Because the Invictus Games do nothing but center the participants. I mean, the bitterness of these people, I can't. I just cannot. And it goes on and says, Earth shit is a PR stunt created to stoke the ego of a weak man who is extremely jealous of his little brother's success. Where is the lie? Where is it? And that's all it is. Now, they always try to paint Harry with William's brush. Earthflop is a PR stunt. Earthflop is performative. Earthflop has been going on, what, 3 or more years, and we are yet to know one of the recipient of any of the prizes that they give out because they never center the prize winners. They always center Willie and the stars that he paid to attend. So stop it. I mean, if anything is performative and if anything is a PR stunt, it's Earthflop. And this particular squatty is talking about Meghan not attending Invictus, not attending the 1 year to go, not attending Invictus Games, period, in 2027. They say this, Meghan, please sit this one out. They don't deserve your presence. They're already making it about you instead of its intended purpose. Make sure your brand is well stocked in 2027, as that's where my attention and money will be spent during the games. I repost IGs, but that's it. Now, what y'all think about that? Do y'all think Meghan should attend Invictus? I am torn, I must say. But the way they are acting, I agree with this squatty. I mean, they really don't deserve Meghan's presence. But still, I know Meghan wants to go over and support her husband, but look how they're acting already. It is sickening. It really is. And the closer it gets, the more they're going to flip the F out. And I just can't. It is crazy to me that here we are, the first of the year, and we have such an avalanche of BS already. I do fall kind of in the category, and y'all can tell I am confused because I want Meghan and Harry to be together and continue. I don't want them to bow or bend to none of this insanity. Always keep going forward. Don't let them bother you. Just remain unbothered. But then I see all this nonsense, and I hate to see Meghan having to put herself through that. Because every time she go over there, they just flip out to the point where, I mean, everybody in that press needs to be put on a 72-hour hold. They are just that crazy. I mean, this woman sit on a panel and said that Invictus was a PR stunt. I mean, that is so crazy. But yet instead they're willing to absolutely smear Invictus, something that has saved so many lives, something that is just globally respected. She is willing to trash it to try to hurt Harry and Meghan. These are the kind of people we're dealing with here. And to send Meghan into that lion's den, I am convinced now, seeing how they have behaved just so far, I am convinced those babies probably will not come. Meghan is not going to let her babies be exposed to this nonsense. Who would? I'm just saying, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments, but it's a hard call. It really is. Of course, I will accept whatever Meghan decides because it's her life. This is Harry and Meghan's life. This is not some kind of soap opera or pantomime. No, this is their real lives, and they get to choose how they move forward in it. But boy, just sitting back and observing, it's a real hard call for me. Like I said, y'all tell me what y'all think. And we're going to switch gears. This popped up from Rutgers, and it says Prince Harry is due to give evidence at London's High Court next Thursday in his and other high-profile British figures' private lawsuit against the publishers of the Daily Mail, his lawyers said on Thursday. Yes, next week is the day. It's the day we've been waiting for. Reckoning day for the fail. They know that they're going to have to come out of the pocket. And I must say, I'm kind of on pins and needles because the fail, I'm telling you, they are in the last desperate throes of denial. They are still trying to throw mud on Harry and the other participants in this lawsuit. They are really trying to dirty them up right before they go to trial. I saw an article from Richard Maureen Eden, and they were talking about, well, being disparaging towards Harry's lawyers. He was. I mean, planting evil seeds out there. I did not showcase it on this particular podcast because I was not going to feed into that nonsense. But they are clearly running scared and willing to do any dirty trick that they can to try to somehow sway this judge in their favor. They're desperate, and desperate people do desperate things. So I'm really, really nervous about it. I would just be happy when it's all over and Harry is safely back in Montecito with his wife and children. It makes me nervous because these people are evil and you never, ever underestimate evil. I know I don't. And I'm going to put this up. This particular squatty posted a segment from Good Morning America here in America. And this squatty is saying this is the reason why the Daily Fail is squirming. And don't get it twisted. They are squirming. That is the reason why they're putting out all of these articles. And this squatty said, you know what the Daily Fail will hate? Weeks of wall-to-wall coverage in the UK, the US, Canada, and globally about their shady practices. Better yet, not only will Prince Harry give evidence, but so will Elton John and Baroness Lawrence. Yes, it's going to be big, y'all. It's going to be big. And they don't want that. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't settle and cop to their guilt like they did over there at the Scum. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think they're going to want to be drugged through the streets of London for everyone to see all their dirty laundry. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think they're going to settle prior to court? I really think they might settle. I must admit, I think they might settle. After how the Scum just folded like a cheap tent, I wouldn't be surprised if the Daily Mail didn't fold too. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this one up. Now, this is a repost. And the original post reposted the article from Rutgers and said this. If it's one thing Prince Harry is going to do, is stand on business where it's a lie. Harry stands on business. He just does. And it says He inherited the only spine that the Windsors had. Doesn't need to use palace insiders, sources, or royal insiders. Where is the lie? Harry stands on business. He says what he says. I remember one interview that Harry gave. I can't remember who he was talking to, but he said exactly that. He said, I'm not hiding behind anybody. I am saying what I got to say. You can see the words that are coming out of my mouth. Yes, and then in return, he called out the palaces, saying that they do complain and they do explain through so-called royal sources. And Harry said that is nothing but Willie, Kitty, Charles, and his horse, saying that they plant the story, but they do not have the spine to say, this is what I said. So Harry stands on business, and you have to respect that. You really do. Harry always stands 10 toes down for what he believes in. He does. And he never, ever backs up. He is a true soldier. He really is. Unlike Willie, who would throw his own wife under the bus, his so-called cancer-ridden wife under the bus when it gets hot. Y'all remember when it got so hot about that Frankenstein picture? And Kitty woke up under the bus. Yes, she did. And so, yeah, that's why I respect Harry. He would never throw Meghan under the bus. But Kitty wakes up under the bus. And I'm gonna put this one up. This particular squatter reposted an article. I think it's from Rutgers. I think it's the same one about Harry expecting to give evidence next week in Daily Mail legal action. And they said this: I won't tell you who is supposed to have a work event around the same time. Well, you ain't got to tell us. We know exactly who it is. Every time Harry comes to town, somebody feels like they have to be working. If only Harry could stay, they would be the hardest working people in the world. They would absolutely take the place of James Brown, who has been dead for many, many years, and nobody has replaced them. But let Harry go to the UK. Willie and Kitty will absolutely have a cape on. Yes, they will be on, put their capes on, and absolutely became the hardest working people it is in the UK, because Harry motivates them. He does. For some reason, he motivates them. And I'm going to put this one up. This is from Harry Will Have All the Fun Then. And he says, while the man dubbed Good King Harry is in court, standing shoulder to shoulder with campaigners and public figures against alleged press corruption, William will be in Scotland watching other people do things. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. That's called royal work. Yes, you sit around and watch people do things. I just find these royal engagements so strange because they don't accomplish anything. They're really stupid and juvenile. I mean, how is that helping the people? You going out, cutting a ribbon, pulling a string, and exposing a plaque, or kneading dough. I don't get it. Because with every engagement I have saw, it just makes them look more and more useless. They are useless. I never could figure this out. They do some of the craziest things on these so-called engagements. It's weird. But yeah, while Harry is actually out here doing something, really doing something that's going to change things for people and their lives, Willie is watching people do things. Yes, I love it. And I'm going to put this up because this is an article that Kaiser wrote over on Celebici. And the title of the article is Prince William and Kate are going to Scotland next week to avoid Prince Harry. Can you believe that? Why in the world do they think Harry is going to stalk them or something? Harry could care less. Harry is there on business. Harry is too busy standing on business to worry about Kitty. and Willie. But I can't with these people. It says Willie's whole life equals a response to Harry. Sad. If Harry and Meghan move back to the UK, they won't. Imagine how lazy they would make Willie and Kate look. Each time Harry does something, Willie gets busy. That's exactly what I said. I'm telling you, if Harry moved back to the UK, which he won't, Willie and Kitty would be the hardest working couple in the UK. They would throw on their capes like James Brown and get busy. Yes, because it's something about Harry's presence, something about Meghan's presence that motivate them. I'm telling you, they're mediocre, but they be out there doing their mediocre thing every time Harry comes to town. I'm just saying. And I'm gonna put this up. This particular squatty is pretty much saying what all of the Sussex squad is thinking, and that is, so who cares where Willie and Wiggy are? Exactly. I could care less. They could be in Scotland, they could be on the moon. All I want to know is how this case with Harry is going to go down. So we don't care about Willie and Wiggy. Not at all. And this squatty speaks on those flying monkeys over there saying that Willie and Kitty is going to Scotland because they don't want to see Harry. They're rejecting him. And this squatty said they can't reject him because he doesn't want to see them. Exactly. Harry has figured out exactly what Willie has been up to. Harry has saw a lot of information because of these court cases. Harry don't want anything to do with William. He really, really doesn't. I think he is cool with their relationship where it is. So I agree with this squatty. Harry has to be about his grown people business. He ain't out here worried about Willie and Wiggy. I mean, why would he? And I'm gonna put this up. Look like Big Back Becky has posted this about the engagement that Willie and Kitty is going to do on Thursday, and it says new. The Prince and Princess of Wales will visit Stirling and Falkirk on January the 20th to highlight unique Scottish heritage traditions. There will be 3 engagements, including meeting with Team GB, Paralympics curling teams, and try the sport themselves, and making tartans at Radical Weavers. And the squatty that reposted this said, oh, look, it's all about sports engagements with Bully and Kitty now because Invictus games. I agree with this. I do. I believe they are absolutely trying to send a message. Well, the message is that we want to copy Harry as usual. The same message. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up. I talked about it in my intro, and it looks like the UK squatties are going to have the opportunity to get some of Meghan's products, and it's through a second party company. And I don't know how I feel about that. This squatty says this. It says Meghan selling in the UK. And it posted this, and this squatty had posted where they had ordered something from this second party company and said this. I've always believed that what's for you won't pass you by. I was gutted not to get the as ever fruit spread gift set as part of Meghan's holiday product drop. Woke up this morning to see the UK supplier giftatlove.co.uk had some in stock and other items too. How do y'all feel about this? I am torn again. This whole podcast should be called The Read is Torn, because I am happy on one hand that the UK squatties are going to have the opportunity to get some of Meghan's products, because I always felt a little guilt that we got to enjoy in all of the rumble and tumble of getting in the website and throwing elbows and the excitement of the drops, and they did not have the opportunity to participate in that or get any of the items. So I always kind of felt some kind of way about that. So I'm happy that they're going to be able to have a way of participating and being able to have access to Meghan's products. But I also feel a little apprehensive about it. Not really. I don't know. It's just something in the pit of my stomach that I don't like. And that is Meghan not having control. This is her company. These are her products. She should have say so over who sells them. And they're matching them up with different products. With they have like a Valentine's gifts, basket. It's paired up with someone else's champagne, someone else's some more products. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. Now, it's squatties that fall on both sides. Some of them are saying, "No, I don't like this." And then some of them are saying, why not? It gives the squatties over across the pond the opportunity to have Meghan's products. And also, Meghan is getting the profits because they're buying them from Meghan at full price. And it's nothing different than what they do on eBay. So when you think about that, then okay. But is it just me? But I still kind of feel a little, I'm not really 100% okay with it. But what can you do? What can you do? And the end result is something really positive. My point is this. I'll just be so glad when Meghan goes international. And then that's another thought. These second party companies are building their company on buying from Meghan. What's going to happen when Meghan goes international? And I thought about that as well. But then I said, okay, these second party companies are buying Meghan's products at full price and sometimes doubling the price, like selling some of the spread for $60 and on and on and on. If Meghan does go international, people will be able to buy it for a lesser price at that point. And yeah, so I don't think it'll hurt her. So yeah, it might be absolutely a good thing as I talk myself through it. Yes, but I'll just be glad when Meghan goes international. But I tell you what, they say that it is crashing. The website is crashing. People are trying to get Meghan's products. And I also saw where not an article, but a squatty had posted what this second party company was saying about Meghan's bookmarks, saying they had inquired for, because we know that might be the reason why Meghan put a limit on it. So everybody would get an opportunity to partake from it, and not a second party company would come in, buy everything up, and her loyal, faithful fan base would get none. So it is a complicated thing. As Meghan starts to grow, it is really getting complicated. It really is. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. It's a few random things I want to talk about. And the first one is this article from Hello Magazine that popped up saying that Willie and Kitty are not sleeping in the same bed. All I can say to that is surprise, surprise. And this particular squatty posted the article. The title of the article is Princess Kate and Prince William's Sensible Sleeping Arrangement. Secret Reason. Now, y'all think Willie's people planted this? I do. I think they planted this because they know what the talk is. They know what the talk is because there's so many squatties up in these reporters' comments and just absolutely spewing them with nothing but facts. and theories that we have came up with, putting 2 plus 2 and it coming out to be 4. Now they're telling us that 2 plus 2 is 5, but squatties, you know, we don't go for that kind of stuff. We definitely gonna continue to say it's 4. And so, yeah, I think this is the reason. It's like nothing to see here. We don't even sleep together, but it's for a reason. It's a sensible thing. It says William and Princess Kate reportedly chooses to have a bedroom each. Well, you tell me the definition of a cold marriage, and I'll tell you it involves sleeping in separate bedrooms. They are this young and sleeping in separate bedrooms already? That marriage is dead. The squatty that posted this from Hello Magazine said, when you need a whole thesis and a university analysis to explain why you are sleeping in separate beds, William Parker Bowles, your secret is out, laugh out loud. Everyone is on to the separation. All these articles are mental gymnastics, writing the truth in a different way in order not to get sued. Where is the lie? Like I said, Squatty is going to put 2 plus 2 together and come up with 4. Now they can try to convince you it's 5, but we ain't going to go for that. We absolutely have been saying this for years now, that they are separated. They don't even move like a couple that cares anything about each other. So why wouldn't you assume that they're separated and now they're sleeping in different beds? I would say different houses. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. This is random as well. And this particular squatty posted this picture of Willie's back and said, Willie Idol's wearing braces now. Now, what y'all think going on here? Do you think it might be his suspenders? It might have this uniform that he is wearing. You have to wear suspenders with it. It looks like suspenders to me. I don't know if it is a back brace. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I just had to throw that one in because it's odd, isn't it? Now, I don't know. Another random thing, I'm going to put this up, and I just love this. This has come down my timeline, if not one time, at least 100 times. And I think this is the first time I put it in my podcast. But look at it. This is a perfect example of mediocre and excellence. This is a visual of it. It is amazing. And this particular squatty said, we'll just leave it here for those who want to undermine her career. Yes, a woman who has achieved so much is not going to fail. I hate to break it to all of the derangers, the ugly old hags, the toadies, the trolls, the flying monkeys. Meghan was never going to fail. Because look at this. She's never failed. She's always been a winner. Kitty always have been subpar and mediocre. And I'm going to put this up. This squatty is talking about one of my favorite writers, Toni Morrison. And this squatty said, bringing this back as it is so relevant right now. And Toni Morrison said, if you can only be tall because someone else is on their knees, then you have a serious problem. Now, you know who I'm thinking about. Yes, they always try to cut Harry and Meghan down to size. Not because they are trying to grow themselves. No, they can only be tall when Harry and Meghan are on their knees. Yes, Miss Toni Morrison. Love her. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all a little later. Bye.